Lean Left, Lean Right podcast where spirited debates and open discussions reign supreme. Join hosts Rudy and Shemaiah as they fearlessly tackle the most pressing topics in politics and beyond, seeking common ground without sacrificing their passionate perspectives.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It is, your two favorite people, hopefully, Rudy and Shemaiah. We are here back again. I mean, we had fun last time with Terry, so shout out to Terry giving us some, diverse views, and I think that's what makes the show great. Well, today, we're going to keep it very simple, man. We're going to kind of like you guys, right? We're getting ready to either prepare to watch the results of the election, after we make our vote, hopefully. And that's coming up November 5th, or you vote early, however you make your plans. I personally hope that people exercise their right to vote. So please go ahead and do that. But today's going to be kind of lighthearted. We're going to have a fun video to play, kind of take a break from our election stuff. And then we're going to be playing some Trump videos and a Harris video. So first and foremost, man, how's your weekend going so far, Rudy?
It's been good. Been hectic, but I think it's going to be hectic for a long time, I think. So I don't see any time slowing down. But it's been good. It's been good, man.
There's no breaks, man. You got some special things coming up. We're going to have maybe some new faces on Sweep the League, man.
Yeah. Man, we've got a lot of other podcasters coming on, doing a lot of interviews. We're going to have Dante Mathis, who's a former East Central here in San Antonio. He's a former high school basketball player, the state champion back in '95. So we're going to have him this week on Sweep the League, and we've got a lot of other stuff going on. So shout out to everybody that subscribed, man. We're at over 1,100 subscribers now, which it's fantastic, man. With the growth of it is just amazing.
Well, make sure y'all watch Sweep the League TV. Always want y'all to subscribe. So any sports fans out there, it is by sports fans. So Rudy is the founder and owner of Sweep the League. Please give him a follow on X too, formerly known as Twitter, at Sweep the League. So, man, the fun video, I'm going to say the best for last. Because I think after all the stuff we talk about today, we can have a little fun little break at the end. So I want to jump right into it. There's a video you sent me I want to play first. It's from Vance. And I think it was really good. And I feel people have an open mind and just be like, hey, look at him from a human lens. You probably appreciate what he has to say. Let's run that real quick.
Don't get too personal all the time, but, one of the things I've seen, especially from, some of my wife's friends and some of my friends, is that they disagree with us on politics sometimes. They'll get very personal about it. And if you're discarding a lifelong friendship because somebody votes for the other team, then you've made a terrible, terrible mistake and you should do something different. Like, don't cast aside. Like, most of my family obviously is going to vote for, Donald Trump and JD Vance. And if they're not, actually, I need to talk to them. But I've got friends who like me personally, acquaintances who aren't necessarily going to vote for me. That doesn't make them bad people. And we can't, this is my most important advice, whether you vote for me, whether you vote for Donald Trump, whether you vote for Kamala Harris, don't cast aside family members and lifelong friendships. Politics is not worth it. And I think if we follow that principle, we'll heal the divide in this country.
So, man, tell me your thoughts. I'll let you go first, bro.
Yeah, first off, it's why isn't JD Vance running as the president? I mean, he seems to be like
that's an excellent question, man.
Yeah, that's the question I always ask myself. But the thing is, he's 100% right, and the biggest divide in America right now is always blue and red, and it's never. He's right, man. Because two people have been friends forever, shouldn't divide themselves and shouldn't make them become, enemies of each other. And I don't want to talk to you anymore because you voted this guy, or you voted for this girl, you voted for this person, you don't believe, you're hurting your daughters, and all that needs to just go out the window, man. I mean, the thing is that the great thing about America is you have the right to vote, and you have the right to vote for whoever you want, and it shouldn't ever matter who you vote for. That's the thing, is at the end of the day, you should remain friends. You should remain family. I see it all the time on my social media pages. I have a lot of people that'll comment, if you're voting for Trump, you're voting for someone who's, a rapist and a racist, and, he's got all these convictions, and, you're just doing America harm, or if you're voting for Kamala, you're voting for an economy that's just going to be terrible. And, I get the propaganda is what it is. I understand it, but you can't tell me anything if I've already got my decision on who I want to go for because I did my own research. I don't need to hear a lot of that, but at the same time, I don't need to lose friends over it. And I see friends going back and forth all the time, and I just stay out of it because it's like, I'm not going to convince you. You're narrow-minded. You're thinking one way. No matter what I say is not going to convince you. It's not going to make a difference. And I'd rather keep my mouth shut than lose friends over something that it just shouldn't even be a question on why you would lose friends over.
Man, do I have some stuff to say on this, man. All right, so first and foremost, I agree 100% with Vance, what he said, and what you were saying about why is he not running for president? That's a whole nother topic, because I know people are going to be throwing rocks real fast if they find out what I want to say, but I'll say anyway, man. It's getting close.
Yeah.
What Vance said, I wish they would have said it earlier. Just to be honest, I wish they would make that like maybe the focal point of their message, because the videos I picked for today is just one for Harris and 2 for Trump, and it's because I feel like both sides are being very strategic in these last remaining days before people make the final decision. And it's funny because on both sides they're trying to show like lightheartedness. Yeah. And this whole like harmony type vibe. And yeah, we need facts and policies and stuff. But to Vance's point, if they probably would have made that made known earlier, I don't know, man. It would be very interesting. But like I said, this is something that we are all kind of watching together. And it's kind of crazy because this is straight up almost championship round, like you watching the NBA finals or the Super Bowl or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The hype is real. Yeah. It's hard not to find someone who is a Trump fan or who is a Harris fan. It just depends which video you click on. But real quick on the whole people being hostile on social media, I call them the internet gangsters. Because I see on both sides. I see people like, oh, how dare you say something nice about Trump when he this, and this. And then the same gangsters would be like, how can you vote for Kamala Harris? You are really not about that faith walk. And I'm like, really? Are we going there? Because y'all do a lot of witnessing around election time. But during the regular time of the regular parts of the year, y'all are crickets. So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Keep it the same on whatever you try to do. But if you're going to be like Rudy and I, just be chill, man. Live your life. And if we can see something positive what Vance said, maybe take his advice. Don't kill relationships based because of someone's choice of who they vote for. That's almost as stupid as someone who drives a Ford truck and I drive my little Volkswagen. How stupid it would be to be like, hey, man, I can't believe you Rudy got that Ford truck, bro. You're supposed to be a Volkswagen guy. Yeah. How dare you? Exactly. What's wrong with what are you thinking?
Exactly. And that's a good point because can you agree with this that we are divided by the most stupid and idiotic shit that we've ever had in the world? I mean, yes. This is probably our 5th show or something, but the more we do it, the more you open up, and I really feel that way. We're so divided. Now, don't get me wrong. The division between police brutality and all that stuff, that's a whole different subject. That's a whole different subject. You and I both agree. There's some instances where that's a little too harsh right there. We get that, but when you're talking about a lot of other stuff. The simplest things can divide this country. I mean, the sky is gray. Well, no, it's dark white. It's not gray. It's dark white. I mean, you can cause an argument over anything in this country, and it blows up out of proportion, man.
Yeah, it could be. The next thing would be is You're not supposed to slow down when the light turns yellow. You're supposed to speed up so you don't get caught by the red light. Or as soon as the light turns green, if you're 0.5 seconds waiting to hit your gas pedal, I'm going to lay on my horn because I'm a Jake. Let me stop. I'm almost about to cuss on this show. I know.
I do the cussing. You don't.
Yeah, right. But it's like, it's stupid stuff like that, man. It's like, all right, here's a perfect example. And we're going to move on to what we got to do. But it's almost like they take the darkest, most horrific thing that's obvious from the opponent and they put on massive billboards. Yeah. And they just take turns. And so it's like, you feel awkward because it's like, dang, I can't really back that up. But it's like, well, I still made my pick though, so screw what you have to say. And guess what? Both sides are saying it. They're saying it for Trump and they're saying it for Harris. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I said about the car. How dare you buy a Ford? Oh, how dare you buy a red car? I want my car to be painted blue. Yeah. It's just stuff like that, man. But as I ramble a little bit, here's a couple of videos from Trump. First one is everyone knows about the big major podcast he did with Joe. And also I found a very interesting one because it's pulled from his TikTok page, Muslims supporting Trump in Michigan. So let's play the Joe because they're very fast. Here we go.
Hello, world.
Hello, world.
We just wrapped up a great podcast.
We had a good time. I think you'll find it very interesting and enjoy it.
That is like, if Trump did all his speeches like that, hear me out.
He'd probably be ahead by 1 billion votes.
You see what I'm saying? I'm glad Rudy and I, like, it's almost like he reads my mind. Like, he just hops in my brain and just reads what I'm about to say. If he would have videos like that throughout the whole campaign, dude, there'd be like nothing to play that's negative. Yeah. And people are like, oh, Shemaiah, you trying to say he's a Trump supporter? You coming out? Are you coming out? No, I'm just trying to have a actual conversation about this. And I feel like that's a lighthearted video. And it's very smart that he's doing it in this way because who's going to hate that video? Seriously. In your right mind, who's going to hate that video? Here's another one from Michigan.
We as Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace, not war. Donald J. Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America.
I feel the rocks hitting my face right now. And that's why we're doing this show, because we're not scared. All right, we're not scared to tell the truth and what everyone's thinking, but they're too worried about talking about. That is a very interesting video. And wow, that's very telling. Someone who's lived in Michigan before, wow, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I saw that, I was like, whoa, okay. And that's not AI talking. That's actually a person at the rally that was talking. Yeah. So what are your thoughts when you see some of the strategies are kind of change it up for both candidates, how they're trying to get a little bit more lighthearted?
Well, it's my wife had sent me that video saying the exact same thing, like, oh, he had the Muslim support the Michigan rally, and they came on stage and were talking about no war. And we always get fact checked, so if you fact check me, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure during his presidency we had peace. There was a peace like worldwide, if I believe. There was no major anything happening, no wars, no nothing. And I think that's what a lot of the world is looking for as well, is peace, man. You got to have, if you had 4 years of peace, it was really good. We enjoyed it. Our military enjoyed not having to go to battle and to war and everything. And I recently had a family member who was deployed overseas, and they deployed him back because it was going to be really bad, but at the same time, the thing too is that you have that community, man. That's another community that, supports Donald Trump. And does it make a difference come, November? I mean, it could. Michigan's one of those states that they always call as a swing state, and, you got to carry it. So how good would it work for, Donald Trump to get it? And to be honest, the last few days, it hasn't been very good for Kamala Harris, on a lot of different stages, and I don't know if people are, are kind of opening their eyes a little bit more. I don't know if they're noticing more. But when you get support from, like the Muslims in Michigan for Donald Trump, it just boosts his rating a little bit more. And, again, there's a reason why I'm the political idiot, because I don't know how to talk politics a whole lot of times. But for me, it's a big thing. I think it's a positive thing for Republicans to get the support of the Muslim community in Michigan. It's big. I think I don't know how big the community is there, but I think they speak for a lot of other Muslim communities probably around the country, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I have to be very careful what I have to say. Boom! I can feel the rock slapping my my computer screen. But I was shocked when I saw that video. I was like, wow, those probably are not paid actors right there.
Mm-mm.
And that's all I'm gonna say, because I gotta be very careful, because what's all that's going on right now, a lot of pain on both sides of the situation. I won't go on no rabbit trail, but very shocking that happened for him. And whether people agree or disagree with me, I think that really kind of makes him a little bit popular at the moment. But, as I catch these rocks in my face, I'm going to move on. Here's a video with Harris to balance things out. Here we go. So, like I said, both parties, to their credit, they're pulling the heartstrings right now. And one would think, well, gee, why couldn't y'all do that since the beginning of the campaign? Because then it could have just been a contest who has the better ideas, right? Who just, gets along with people better or whatever, or what have you. So to both sides, they're really going hard in the paint, trying to show people that they're for the American people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like overall, whoever wins, I said it once, I said it before, if Harris wins, hey, I hope she does well and be successful. If Donald Trump wins, hey, I hope he does very well and be very successful. Because that's what a true American is going to be like. None of this dumb stuff like, oh, he's the worst. Oh, she's word salad. She can't speak a full sentence. Okay, if that's true, then how the heck? No, I'm going to say, how the hell did she become VP? Okay? How the hell did she become professional in her other parts of her world? Did she just skip grades and people felt sorry for her? No, that's bull Snickers. Okay, that's part of the stuff that kind of ticks me off, because it's like when you try to question somebody's ability to live their American dream, that's when you lost me. It don't matter where you come from. Like, if you work your butt off, then just give them credit for that. And that's all I got to say about that. But, real quick, you cannot let that be the way you determine how you're going to treat somebody. So, in other words, if the person that you don't want to win actually wins, if you're a true American, you need to wish and hope for the best of that person, regardless who wins. And that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'll piggyback it like I always do when we talk about the subject here is I consider myself, and I'm going to say a citizen chameleon is what it is. And that's, I think, what everybody, needs to do. I'm not forcing it upon anybody, but you're right. Whoever wins, if it's not the candidate of your choice, you got to adjust. You got to adapt. And, a chameleon will adapt. They change its colors. And that's what it is. We all have to be citizen chameleons and just adapt to it and adapt to the environment. There's going to be a lot of things. You can vote for Trump, but you may only be voting because there's a couple of policies you like. You may not agree with the rest of the policies, but you're voting for him because maybe those two policies that you're looking at mean that much to you to where you feel that's going to affect you in a positive way. You may vote for Kamala and you may think, I only agree with one policy for her, but that policy is really big to me, and that's why I'm going to vote for her. I may not agree with everything else. So I guarantee you 100% on this, and I feel really good about saying this, is that not everybody agrees with every policy their candidate is talking about. I guarantee that. Yep. Because, I mean, the abortion policy, the abortion thing that comes up, it seems to be a really big thing. And I'll say this, I did minor research. I had somebody with a little political background come to me and was talking to me because they actually listen to the show, and I appreciate them for listening to the show. Yeah, they said that, you know, did you know that, and they sent me it's a Economic Times and IndianTimes.com is where they got it from. And they said, you know, do you know that a president cannot directly enact a nationwide ban through executive order? They can implement measures that makes it exceedingly difficult to access abortion services. So for a lot of people that are saying, you know, Trump can do this to abortion and Kamala can do this to abortion, according to what the article says, and again, I did the minimal research on it, is that they can only put the ideas out there, do the measures for it. You know, it says implement measures to allow, you know, certain things to be done. They can't necessarily put a ban nationwide on stuff. So it goes back to, if Shemaiah, I'm telling you right now, I have $1 million in my bank account, but you know, you're just hearing what I have $1 million and Rudy has $1 million in his bank account. Well, what you don't know is I have $1 million in my bank account, but is it euros? Is it pesos? Is it something? So make it $1 million. Yeah, I have $1 million in my bank account. So you don't know what it is. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand is, like, they're giving you the broad type of stuff. They don't give you the minimal type of stuff. But that's where it comes back to being the citizen chameleon. I mean, if Trump gets in, I'm going to have to adapt. If Kamala gets in, I'm going to have to adapt. So that's the thing that I look at. You're 100% correct, man. As citizens of America, we got to just stop fighting with each other. And we just have to understand that these are our two candidates. Whoever gets in, just pray for the best and do the best you can. We've had bad presidents before, man, and we've survived. We've survived economic hardships. We've survived wars, you know, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we'll be okay for 4 years, regardless who gets in office.
Man, I'm telling you, this episode is going to be fire. So, remember I said my list of who I voted past years or whatever? Man, I voted for Trump in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited, all right? Because I looked at a guy who was an underdog. I looked at a guy who was an entrepreneur. And I looked at a guy that everybody loved to hate. And I said, you know what? Screw what everybody's saying. I'm voting for this guy in 2016. Dude, I got the smoke. Man, you talking about put me on that grill and put extra gasoline on? I got burnt beyond recognition.
Shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have had to got that.
It's wrong circles. Wrong circles, yeah. Man. I got off the wrong bus stop. But that was my feeling in 2016, right?
Yeah.
And I say this, man. I feel like that's how some people feel in 2024 for Trump. Just being fair, right? Because remember I said I was going to share who I voted for. Well, yeah, I'm going to share who I voted for because I voted early. I ended up choosing my vote for Harris. Okay. And I did for personal reasons. And similar to my feeling back in 2016 when I cast my vote for Donald Trump. My reasons, I won't really say publicly, but it's for personal reasons. Some of the policies that I read from her actual website, I took the time to actually read it. And everything, in my opinion, is just a political game. Like, everybody's just taking turns to basically take the next cheap shot at their opponent. And I say, you know what? This is where I'm going to stick with it, just like I made my decision in 2016. I say all that to say this. To Vance's point that we played that clip earlier, I wish he was running for president, by the way. He made a slam dunk position that I hope people can really appreciate and respect. And that is whoever people are voting for, friends or family. Just say to yourself, screw it, man. That's their decision. It's my responsibility to make the choice who I want to vote for. Mm-hmm. And that's America. That's the American dream. That we all have the ability to make our own personal decision and cast our votes. But we shouldn't burn the bridge on someone who made a decision to cast their vote for Trump. Okay? I know what it's like to be burnt to a crisp because I voted for him in 2016, and that was crazy. But just because I didn't vote for him in 2024 doesn't mean that I have a hit list for anybody who votes for Trump in 2024. So long story short, whoever you want to vote for, if it's for Trump, do your thing. Wear your MAGA hat and be proud and do what you got to do. And if you want to vote for Harris, do your thing. Mm-hmm. Do your little hearts and whatever you got and do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, whoever wins, we want them to be successful. Period.
Yeah. 100%, man. 100%. I voted for Trump in 2016. And I openly admit in 2020, I didn't vote at all. I liked what happened for those 4 years under Trump. But I couldn't make a decision to either candidate. I didn't like Biden. I'm not going to lie to you. I had zero respect for Joe Biden. I did not like anything that came out of his mouth. I was leaning towards re-voting again for Trump in 2020, but I didn't vote on the simple fact of it's so weird. I saw an America that was economically good, I think, in my own personal terms, but I saw an America that was culturally divided. And I didn't know if it was all on his fault or, like he had said, I didn't understand who the people I had under me were the wrong choices. So I didn't feel confident that if he was back in presidency, I felt confident in him. I didn't feel confident in his choices of people that were helping him. So I think I made that same statement at the last show we did, and that's why I didn't vote. And I haven't voted yet for this presidential election. So to say who I'm swinging left or right, whatever, I really still don't know. I don't like what I hear coming from Kamala's side, but I also am still skeptical about Trump's side for the same reason I was in 2020. So I will say I'll vote, but I just haven't voted yet. I actually may go down again to the last day before it's time to not to vote. So that's just my thing on that there.
Well, I think that is going to hopefully get people who watch this and listen to this really be like, wow, that's what it's about. And I'll say it one more time. If you want to vote for Trump, do your thing. It's cool. I voted for him in 2016. I can't say nothing to you, man. I cannot say jack. Because I voted for him too in the past. So if you want to vote for him in 2024, be my guest. It's all love. I ain't going to be looking at you crazy. Some people will, but that's because they have some personal issues. And I know I'll get some rocks on my face right now, but it's okay. I had it in my face in 2016. So I know the pain. So I'm saying this. Whoever you go for, just do it, man. Because it's your vote, it's your voice, it's your opportunity. And don't let someone else take it away because they try to pressure you to vote for someone else. That's my message to the world. Because who cares, all right? Like, seriously, who really cares who you want to go for. Because at the end of the day, if any one of us who open our big mouth and say what we got to say, if we have done nothing with policies, we have done nothing ourselves, then we need to shut the hell up. Okay?
You got it. I get you 100% on that, man.
Whew. I had to throw some smoke out there, man. So, man, this was an interesting show, episode, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all leave some comments and some feedback. But until next time, we out here. Peace out.
Later, man.